Have you ever considered listening to podcasts? It can be a great way to improve your listening skills and expand your vocabulary, as well as learning new phrases and idioms. Additionally, by listening to how the hosts express their thoughts and ideas, you can improve your own conversational skills. There are countless benefits to listening to podcasts, and it's a fun and engaging way to learn something new. Before we begin this podcast, I'd like to start with a question. Have you ever experienced issues with overthinking? If so, how did you manage to overcome it? Please feel free to leave your comments below. Now, let's dive into our podcast.
Hey Elena, it's been a while. How have you been doing?
Hi Marco. I've been doing well. Thanks for asking. How about you?
To be honest, I'm still struggling with my English learning. It's been a bit frustrating.
I'm sorry to hear that. What seems to be the issue?
It's hard to pinpoint one particular problem. I often find myself getting stuck when speaking, whether it's due to grammar or vocabulary issues.
I can understand how that can be frustrating. Have you tried any new techniques or methods to help you improve your English skills?
Yeah, I've been trying to watch more English shows and movies, and I've been practicing speaking with native speakers online, but it still feels like I have a long way to go.
Let me help you out a bit. Do you remember the difference between on time and in time?
Oh yeah, I studied that a while ago. But I still have trouble using it correctly when I speak English.
I can understand why it might be tricky. But it's important to practice using the phrases in context. Otherwise, it's difficult to apply what you've learned.
That makes sense. Do you have any tips for how to practice using on time and in time in the right situations?
One way to practice is to come up with different scenarios and then use the phrases in a sentence. For example, I arrived at the airport on time for my flight, or I finished my work in time for the deadline. It may also be helpful to listen to how native speakers use these phrases in conversation.
Can you help me to understand the difference between on time and in time?
On time means doing something at the right time, like arriving at the airport at the time your flight is supposed to leave. In time means doing something with enough time to spare, like finishing your work before the deadline.
Oh, I see. So, on time means doing something at the exact time it is supposed to happen, and in time means doing something with enough time before it is due.
I can give you another example. Let's say you have a meeting at 3 p.m. If you arrive at 3 p.m., you're on time. But if you arrive at 2:45 p.m., you're in time.
Oh, I see. So, if I arrive at the exact time of the meeting, I'm on time. But if I arrive a little early, I'm in time.
Yes, that's correct. Being in time means you're not only on schedule, but you also have some extra time to prepare or get settled before the meeting starts.
I get it now. Thanks for the helpful examples, Elena.
I can teach you some phrases to improve your English skills. For example, if you want to thank somebody, you can say, "It's very kind of you," or "Thank you so much for doing that."
That's helpful. What if I couldn't hear the last part of a phrase? How can I ask the speaker to repeat it?
Good question. You can politely ask, "I'm sorry, I didn't catch the last word. Could you please repeat that?"
Now, let's start the podcast conversation.
Hey Marco, how are you feeling today? You called me last night and you seemed really worried. Is everything okay?
Oh, hey Elena. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I was feeling a bit overwhelmed last night.
Anything serious? Do you want to talk about it?
I don't know, I've just been overthinking everything. Every decision I make, every conversation I have, it's like my brain won't shut off.
I understand. Overthinking can be really tough to manage, but it's great that you're looking for ways to handle it.
Yeah, I just feel like my overthinking is excessive compared to other people. It's like I can't control my thoughts sometimes. It feels like I can't turn it off sometimes.
I hear you. It can be really frustrating when our minds feel like they're working against us. Have you tried any strategies to help calm your thoughts?
I've tried a few things, like deep breathing and journaling, but I still find myself getting caught up in my thoughts.
I get that. It can take time to find techniques that work for you. Have you considered talking to a mental health professional? They might be able to offer some additional strategies or support.
Thank you for understanding, Elena. To be honest, I'm more comfortable sharing my thoughts and feelings with my family. However, I'm a bit worried that they might get angry with me or think less of me if I open up to them.
I hear you, Marco. It's natural to feel worried about how others may react to our thoughts and feelings. Have you talked to your family about your concerns?
Not really. I guess I just don't want to disappoint them or make them feel like I can't handle things on my own.
What is overthinking? Overthinking is when you spend too much time thinking about something and can't stop. It's like being stuck in your thoughts and worrying too much about a situation or problem. This can make you feel stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed.
I've been feeling really down lately. All of my friends seem so happy and they're always posting pictures with their significant others. Meanwhile, I feel frustrated and sad about my own life.
It's completely normal to feel that way, Marco. However, it's important to keep in mind that what we see on social media is often just a small part of people's lives. People usually only share the good moments and don't show the struggles and hardships they may be going through. So, even if it looks like everyone else is living their best life, there may be more going on behind the scenes that we're not aware of.
I never thought about it that way. I guess people only post the things that make them look good.
Exactly. And even if someone seems happy on social media, it doesn't mean they're happy all the time. Everyone goes through tough times, even if they don't show it online.
That's a good point. I shouldn't compare my life to others based on what I see online.
Exactly. It's important to focus on your own journey and